Just got finished watching and chatting with the Makers International podcast. Monday morning here, Sunday night we're there. While I was watching that place that I ordered all my blocks to finish this wall and do my new wall and more concrete, sand, cement and everything like that, they gave me a call to say it was going to be delivered in around the next hour-ish. Well, that was a bit over an hour ago. It's 10 past 8 now. So that should be arriving soon, so I've come out to get myself ready. Got to find something to throw on the ground up because the sand and gravel will just get dumped up on the street and then I'll barrow it down to where I need it. One of the things I did yesterday, I got that top support beam for the cover for the kitchen door. Got this little screen put on below the deck as well, basically to hide the aircon from the street. That was something my wife's been after me to get done for a little bit. You can still hear them working down the back there. That started at 7. It's a little bit overcast and colder today. I just hope the rain holds off because I want to be able to get all that sand and gravel down into my boxes, down into those things. That one there used to just have blue metal in it, which I used in the drainage, so that's empty. And then that one side of it's sand gravel mix. It's gotten a little bit washed away, but that's where that'll go. I don't know where I'm going to put the blocks because I've ordered 90 of these suckers. They should be here soon, so I'll grab myself another coffee while I'm waiting. I'll go find a tarp to throw on the ground up on the driveway because we're also expecting veggie garden stuff, some plants and some soil bags and that sort of thing. It's good that we're finding places that will actually deliver because it means that I don't have to go out. Yeah, the way my breathing's going at the moment, I don't want to be tripping out anywhere. So my blocks got dropped off this morning and the sand and gravel, half a tonne of sand and gravel, and I've worked out just shy of 1.5 tonne worth of blocks, which I'm going to move down the yard so they're close to where I want to work with them, and that's going to go into my bucket thingies that I've got down there. So got all my blocks down the end of the driveway and sand over in there, the sand and gravel mix. It was up all up there. So that's that done. Had some potting mix arrive today. Just going to do raised garden beds. I'm going to raise the wall with the blocks. There's my mortar and my cement. Some little vegetables winter vegetables that I was able to get. Some sugarcane mulch. And it'll be interesting to see this thing. One of these is meant to create 30-litre bag of soil if you add water to it. One of these bricks. It's been dehydrated and compacted and everything. One of those is meant to make enough soil that's like more than what's in one of those bags. So that'll be interesting to see. Just moved all my bags of the cement and the mortar into this shed, which is this is my wood shed and other stuff shed, but it's a bit cloudy, so I was just concerned that if we get rain overnight, those would get ruined where they were sitting just here. So this is a better idea. This is where I've been storing the other stuff anyway. They do get a bit of moisture in here, but it's not as bad as if they get rained on. Everything's coming together. Here's all my timber for my framing, all my insulation, silver sheet, my new doors, screws and stuff, spaghetti handles. And my wife also got me a whiteboard for the study and a little blackboard because I like using blackboard still. So whiteboard, so I can start doing some video lessons for my classes. Blackboard because my constructions class's current topic is concreting, so I can do stuff out here maybe. And it's kind of funny because I just finished getting off the phone ordering tiles for the laundry and the powder room. I went up to tell my wife and she said, "When's that Mitre 10 order arriving?" I said, "I should be today." And then the truck pulled up. So that's everything there. I'll open up the sheds and get the insulation down in here somewhere. The timber can just stay on the trailer for the moment. Apparently the weather's meant to be good until Saturday. Today's Tuesday. If I can get it stacked away, maybe under the lean-to carport thing, that might be better. There's a lot of timber there. Shed's looking a little full. That's where I had all the plasterboard put in. I've thrown my door in here. I've put in all my insulation, this is my wall insulation, and the blue packs are the sound deadening insulation that I'm going to put up in the ceiling to sort of minimise the sound transfer between kitchen, lounge room and downstairs. Now I know I said earlier today that the weather forecast is for nice weather up until about Saturday. But when I look up and I see all that sort of stuff here, and all of that, there's a bit of a smell in the air of moisture, like you sometimes smell before rain. So I just came out here because I had all the timber on top of the trailer. And this is an old, it's the old bladder from our waterbed, which developed a leak around the valve years ago. And I just cut it open, took all the innards out of it, all the foam, and just kept the outside bladder. And I really wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but so far in the last few days, I've used it to put down on the ground for all of the sand and gravel that got delivered, which you can still see a bit of the sand on it. And now it's actually long enough, the way it's cut open, to cover all my timber, which is in 2.4 metre or 8 foot lengths. And it's a little heavier than a tarp, so if it does get windy, it shouldn't really blow up. That's the hope anyway. Find some more. Okay. Where's your buddy? Spent a bit of time getting under the house, sort of organised and sorted stuff out of the way so that I can start framing it up. But again, there's a process, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I did come out here, and I've got this extra row of the blocks. That bit's got to be excavated a bit further up to where that little single block is. That's where the wall's going to be, and the wall's going to go basically across there. So that row will dig into the ground, and it'll basically be ground level at the top of that block is what basically ground level up there. And I've got it going across here, and I've kicked it around the corner one block until well, I'm losing light, so I don't want to keep going. So I've got 7 blocks set out over there. So what I do, mostly just set the blocks out ready to go so that I can just drop them more down, set the blocks in, set them in place. And then I'll be able to level out that pile of dirt in here a bit better. Probably bring some of the dirt that's up the top of the block down to here and get this all set up, because I need to get those raised garden beds built. And there's a few designs my wife gave me, and I think I can do a couple of the styles using timber and metal. Inside here, I'm going to be framing out basically below the pipe there, and maybe 8 inches above the water tank, to basically have that as a cabinet storage space as well. And then along this wall, like I've been filling some of the gaps with silicone to basically help deal with the moisture or the cold coming through from that space. But as I had leftover mortar from doing the blocks, I was just coming along here and filling in some of the spots where there were gaps in the mortar. So I've been going on here and just filling those in with the little bits of mortar I've got. I've got a silver foil, and I might actually, because this is good at blocking the moisture coming through the wall, but I could basically paint up higher as well to help stop any cold and moisture coming through, because it's amazing the difference that actually has. Like, it's not as cold there, and I wouldn't think that was the case. So I need to do that. I need to get this foil rolled out right along the wall before I can frame, because otherwise it'd be too hard to put it in. This is 5 metres basically from where the door's going to start down to the water tank is about 5 metres. So it'll work there. It's Thursday today, midnight tonight, and school starts back for students on Tuesday. And when I say starts back, we're still online, still working from home. Staff development day on Monday is going to be a mixture of online and people at school, so it'll be really interesting to see how that works out. I got my whiteboard set up in the study last night. Started thinking of ways that I can actually set the camera up to just have the whiteboard space in, and I need to have the camera a lot closer than where I was thinking of having it above the desk. So I've got to do that tonight, because I found some pieces in the shed that I can use to do that. And I'll show you that a little later. There's my whiteboard, so I can do a demonstration lesson here. My main things I think I could demonstrate here is like hand sketching, doing research, a lot of the calculation stuff that you do in construction, because we're getting up to a little bit of that, so I could do a lot of that there. That's why I got the blackboard though too, so I could do some stuff outside with concreting and things. Here you can see my hat rack, but having it hanging out the way it is compared to where it was before, you could see almost to the corners of the room, which isn't necessary when you're trying to do stuff on a board. Might be a little bit too far. That's one thing that I'm going to be setting up to do some stuff for the coming weeks. School starts, goes back for the kids on Tuesday, we start on Monday, and the way I've got this, so now you're all the way back at the bookcase, a lot more space, tells you like don't need to see all that stuff. It is a bit of a hang for the phone, and I need to get it basically settled to start with. I'll throw my old phone into here. Actually no, I'll leave that and get my old phone out and do one of these at the same time. Phone, use one of those selfie sticks. A couple little brackets here for conduit. This is just basically being held in here by friction. And then a selfie arm coming out this way, out to the phone. Looking at the board. And that's the way it works. But that basically gets the board pretty much centered in the screen. I'll just have to make sure that I don't bump the camera, because there's a fair bit of flex in that. But if I get it set, to start with, I think this is a really good workable solution, as long as I remember where the camera is, so that I'm talking to the students while I'm doing the demonstration. So this is a cleaner background, but I've also got this rope strung across the room where I can hang a blue tarp, which creates a green screen directly behind my desk for Zoom meetings. So I don't have to have, because when you look at it, you see the whole wall. Whiteboard's not so bad, but you don't need to see my total gym and my hats and etc. Happy with this.